times have changed, and that means what is and isn't acceptable in the workplace is much different now than maybe it used to be a few decades ago. A recent survey shows that most workplaces have actually loosened up. So Karen Staffor, the Arizona president of the Employers Council, is here with us today to talk about what's appropriate and what's not. So good morning. Thanks for being here.
Good morning.
So it really seems like over the last decade or so, things have loosened up, and we're kind of seeing this across all industries.
Absolutely. I remember when I first started out in my first professional HR job, tattoos were a no-no. Hide them or cover them up, and in this day and age, that's not the case. As long as it's tasteful and isn't offensive, it doesn't need to be covered up.
So we've got a list of some of the workplace do's now. So visible tattoos,
Correct.
definitely that has transitioned. There's a bit of shift there. You don't have to,
Indeed.
like you said, cover them up. Talk about some of the other do's that are common in most workplaces.
So do's with regard to casual attire, being comfortable in the workplace is important. We spend a lot of our lives in the workplace, and we want to make sure folks are comfortable. So unless there's a reason to dress up, so instead of having dress down days, employers are having dress up days. So if there's important clients in for a meeting or for prospective buyers, you may need to dress up, but otherwise be comfortable and still yet appropriate. We'll talk about some of the don'ts in a bit. So non-traditional hair colors and piercings, again, show your style. And that's
Be you.
Exactly. Bring your whole self to work. And as long as it's not distracting in any way, then why not? So casual language and emojis in
emails. So
in
it's okay
emails.
to send an emoji to a boss?
You know, I would get a feel for your boss's
for your boss.
preferences
That's
and your
probably a good
clients.
idea.
So some don'ts. Foul language, never appropriate,
Even,
right?
you know, some workplaces are a little bit different, but you think best rule is to just avoid the curse words altogether.
Indeed, indeed. If you can, certainly. We all make mistakes, and stepping back from that and certainly apologizing if something pops out that wasn't appropriate, never at someone.
And so dogs, we know a lot of people like to bring, you know, their dogs into work. They've done that here a time or two.
Yes.
But you still think maybe that's a don't. Leave your pets at home.
So ask first. Always make sure that what the company's policy is on that. And if it's a service animal, certainly there are, protections around that. But some employers may have a bring your dog to work day and save the pet, bringing the pet to the office for those days.
Political signs or messages, we know we're entering an election year.
Oh, for goodness
But that's
sakes.
something you probably don't want to display because you don't need politics in the office.
That's still a don't in the workplace from everything that we advise and suggest at Employers Council. Yeah.
And then streaming sports. So if you want to watch that, football game, maybe you're working today, you're working the weekends just like us, you don't want to do that as well.
Particularly because Summer Olympics are coming up.
Yes.
So I bet your workplace doesn't have the bandwidth for everyone to be streaming those events.
Okay, so those are some of the do's and don'ts. What happens if maybe something is acceptable that you don't think is right, or maybe you're trying to bring something into workplace? How do you kind of delicately bring that up to your supervisor?
Yeah, we suggest the STAR model. So it's an acronym and stands for first, set the stage. Talk to the employer, understand what the policy is. There may be a reason why that policy exists that you don't quite understand. So set the stage, talk it out. Don't send an email or a text that could be misinterpreted. And then ask for what you're interested in. I saw a study and it said that pets in the workplace enhance collaboration and workplace discussions. So maybe we should pilot it, right? So ask for that. And that's the request part of it. Request, can we try it in this office or in this team first before we make it a company policy? And so just a quick, easy way to talk to your supervisor and see if you can't maybe influence a little bit of change in the office.
Karen, thank you so much. Jamie can get that tattoo that she wanted to get of me. So I guess you're all good now.
Right cheek.
Right on your face. Yeah.
Kylie Cruz.
Exactly. Thank you.
Kim's on the left.
Kim and Kylie right on the left and right.